not gonna lie. I remember what happened.
I was just gonna ask what is going on.
Yeah, we went through that. Oh shit, Aqua Rake. Aqua Rake is bad news. Yeah, we went through that desert area with all the twisting sands, and we had to fight that sandworm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And now we're continuing south to get to the last of the elemental crystals, because all the other ones are fucked up, because we're just doing a bang-up job saving them.
Oh yeah, there's Link Ferris, there's Superhero Butts.
Yeah. Let's see, Reyna is just Sexy Knight, and Galoof is just Grandpa Knight.
I really wish that they had the black hair. I mean, I know it probably doesn't read well, it probably just looks like a mess.
Well, like we were saying, even if it was a dark blue, that would read well against everything. And that's I'm trying to think of how many just straight up blacks there are in this game, and I think they're mostly reserved for negative space. Like Mal's and Shadow. Imagine
like the fact, right, that they intended for the sisters to have this black hair. And they're like, well, that doesn't work out too well. Let's make it fucking magenta. And then down, years later, everyone's cosplaying as them with this pink ass hair.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's actually supposed to be black. How many times do you think that's happened in the past?
I don't know if anyone's ever really cosplayed as these characters.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. There was actually an article on Polygon, I think the week before I started playing this, or maybe as I was playing this, talking about Final Fantasy V, and it's like an underrated gem. And like I said on probably the first episode of this, I don't think underrated is the proper term. It never came out in the West. We just didn't have it.
So where are you at right now? Where is this? Like...
this is supposed to be where the crystal's at, but there's just like this dead town here. And you walk around and you see this mysterious man.
Ooh.
The King of Tycoon. Last time we saw him, he was sucked into a portal, which he was also emerging from. I don't know what the hell's going on with him, but here he is.
This is a good-looking town.
It is a good-looking town.
It's actually like really good-looking.
Like, it stands out from most of the other architecture we've seen in this game. It almost seems like they put extra work into these ruins just to really sell it as ruins.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta get the dilapidated look going on, or else it's just gonna look like crap.
And the shit growing in between and up the walls and stuff. What's that asshole doing?
Just walking around, playing hide and seek with his daughters. One of whom he refuses to acknowledge as his daughter.
Papa?
Papa? Am I saying that right? Pupa.
Papaya.
Pupa. Sharing?
Yeah, I guess sometimes it would be just too much if there was black hair falling into a black hole.
Falling into a black hole, and it would probably just look like a hole. It would just, wherever you're going, just a hair-shaped hole. Because they do give them a black outline.
Yeah, I see.
To delineate their bits.
I got Butts is just down for the count.
Yeah. And now Ferris and Reyna are finally sure that they're sisters. So I think they're supposed to be holding hands there. But due to the limitations of the sprite, they can only come within 1 foot of each other.
I like how there's still the club hoof hand back. I mean, not still. I mean, I guess from here till 7, it's still just this block. Right?
Yeah, like... yeah. That Oni cartoon.
Yeah.
Fucking worm just squirms out of the pig hoof.
Man, Reyna's hair... Or Ferris's hair is
out of control. Yeah,
it's so cool looking. Like even in this sprite art, it's just...
You know what it is? It's all that salt spray.
Yeah,
just giving all that body and strength. So even though it's kind of like an octopus on her head, it's like a cool octopus.
What the fuck is Galoof
like
doing?
I know.
How did that work out?
He just kind of like squirmed his way underneath. It was like, surprise! I'm old.
So sorry. So sorry.
Please understand. You are old.
I saw Please Understand somewhere else recently, and it was... God, I can't remember where it was. But now I gotta think about it, because I saw that and I was like, what? Like, did this happen before Iwata, or is that just a Japanese thing? Man, I had another really funny coincidence. I was watching JoJo, and... It's a black screen with just subtitles, and it says it's when they realize that when Kakyoin realizes that the world's power is to stop time, and it's just like the subtitle, and it says the power to stop time or something like that. and then Hulu just froze. I snapped a picture of it really quick. It's not the easiest to see, but I was like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The power to stop time, and then just loading circle forever. Oh shit.
So we went to that town. The king sent us underground. Then we stepped on a teleporter, which shot us all the way over here. Meanwhile, fucking the black chocobo, rather than magenta chocobo.
I'm coming.
Coming everywhere. I can't stop.
What?
Sid and Mid were riding on it because they asked us to return to these woods, and so they did it. Even though now they're stranded.
I like how the chocobo's always looking at the camera, like breaking the fourth wall and looking at us. What a great detail for those wheels to be just offset a bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
And that's really good, like, animation for just the, I don't know, sprite animation.
I guess probably just two sprites alternating really fast, but it sells it. It really...
You know what it is, yeah.
It really brings the world alive. In a way that previous sprite work in these games hasn't.
Oh, fuck, are they just below them? Oh.
I think so. Oh, no!
I wish that the chocobo just shrugged its bird shoulders. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Goes back to choking down crystal shards.
Or if it just jumped in with you and now you have chocobo on your party. It does a flying kick every once in a while.
Man, they have Chocobo's Dungeon at Pink Gorilla. Chocobo's Dungeon 2, I think, actually. And I've always been curious about those games.
What the hell is that all about?
I think it's an RPG. I think it might be kind of like an early world of Final Fantasy. Like, I think your party is made up of classic monsters from Final Fantasy. Primarily Chocobo. And, wow.
Yeah, that
looked weird. What the hell was that?
She was even like, what?
Yeah. Ship with a propeller? What?
Now I've seen everything.
So here's the thing. She recognizes a propeller, right? That doesn't make any sense because all their boats are wind-powered except for the one powered by the Hydra. She should go, what the fuck is this?
Like, what are these blades?
Yeah. And then Sid and Mid here should be like, oh, let's do some science.
Because in their world, would they ever be... Have they ever used propellers? Like, is it a forgotten technology, or is it before their time? What do you think?
It's a little unclear. It doesn't quite seem to be a forgotten technology, but it might be a forgotten technology because there is the Library of the Ancients where we met Mid, and he was reading an old book which told him about slaves and how to get that one boat moving. And
slave-powered boat.
Yeah. And that's kind of what they do here. It's like, oh, I think I read about this in this old book.
It's just underground, like everything.
And I dick around for a little while because, unfortunately, sometimes the sprites in this game don't stand out from one another, or the tile sets, so I cannot see the stairs right there leading down for a moment.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
That was...
There we go. There we go.
Man, the cider is fucking good, by the way.
Is.
Pineapple cider.
What was the whole pineapple pen thing about?
What?
It was like the guy with like a pen and an apple. He's like pen, apple, pineapple pen, or something.
I don't know.
I think it was one of those really quick-lived memes, which are now seem to exist for about 30 seconds each.
I was listening to the spoken word edition of some news article, and it was talking about do-it-yourself VR and comparing it to early internet, where when GeoCities became a thing and then all of a sudden people were making their own websites, as disgusting as they were, it paved the way for what the internet is essentially now. And so there are developers out there making these easy to use tools so that novice VR users and developers can make shit. As ugly as it may be, it's going to eventually lead to what, like, an equivalent of what the internet is now. And then they're talking about how memes will play into that. And I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, I don't want to deal with a whole different dimension of memes.
No. Oh, God. Fucking memes. So, for whatever reason, Karl Boss's tan brother was attacking us, but this one is Clay Claw.
I heard you met my brother Carl. I'm Clay.
You know, Carl, when we were kids, we'd always ask him, who's the boss? Carl, he'd always go, well, I guess I'm the boss. I'm Karl Boss. And we go, yeah, you are.
His real name's Carl Claw.
Carl, he ran away from home.
Changed his name.
Tried to find himself in the city. Thought he could abandon who he was.
Gummy liquid, oh no.
I know. It just sprayed Raina in gummy liquid. Or Ferris. Raina's like, ooh, a change of pace.
And Ferris is just like, I'm all sticky and wet, and then everyone's like forgot about fighting, and they're just like the two dudes are just like staring at her, like scratching their chins and just like looking, like not like, you know, wolf howling at the hot lady looking, but just like, am I turned on by this?
I don't know. I think I gotta take some time to parse this out. So unfortunately, that gummy liquid also, it seems to slow you. It also applies a poison effect.
It's like every boss. Every boss shit.
In 4 and 5 seem to have that effect. It's really frustrating.
I just noticed that...
Especially because it has that tail screw ability, which reduces your health down to 2.
Oh, God. I just realized that when Ferris is... her knocked out sprite, there's a little bit of depth to it because you can see the back leg. Mm-hmm. It's just really funny. Because, you know, this view, it's that classic sprite... Final Fantasy.
It's that classic, almost Egyptian twisted perspective thing going on.
When she's lying on the ground and her hair is going crazy and you see her back foot. It's funny. I never really made that connection. Yeah, it is really Egyptian looking. Mm-hmm. It's such a look. I almost wish that there was some like a pose. You know, in Final Fantasy 15, they're always taking photos and shit.
Yeah.
I wish they would like do a pose like that.
Oh yeah, where they're like legs facing the camera, torso twists to the side.
Yeah.
No, it's the other way. It's like legs forward, torso to the side,
and then like arm,
head fit. Yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be so awkward looking. It'd be perfect for that game actually, because the boys are so awkward already. So they're like, yeah, let's do this. Mm-hmm. I'm sick of being thanked.
Once in a while, I want someone to not appreciate my hard work. Grandpa, tell me I'm a bad boy.
Not gonna do that.
Not gonna do that one. Tell me I'm a bad boy, Grandpa.
And then Mid starts slapping himself, like, ooh, ah. And then Sid's like, what are you doing, Mid? And Mid's like, ooh. I'm a bad boy. And he's just like, everyone's just watching.
This goes on for far too long.
You see Boko, like, peek his head around the corner.
No, Boko is looking down from the hole in the ceiling.
Just questionable.
It's doing all this, and then the camera just looks directly up at the hole, and you just see this little head, like, peek over the side for a moment.
Wark?
Yeah, Wark.
All right.
So now that we have the ship, we can go back to the town we were in before, which, oh no, stuff's about to go down.
Uh-oh. Oh. What's this button do? It's actually accidentally dropping bombs?
Yeah. Oh no, not the bomb button. For whatever reason, the Earth Crystal makes this ancient city float.
That was really cool looking.
Yeah, it was.
So was that where you were at, or is that?
That's where I was at. It doesn't read very well because your ship isn't there during the cutscene.
God, they ought to leave it there for like scale. I mean, you know, you have the scale because of the chunk of land, but just to see it, maybe it wasn't. Maybe they thought it wasn't as impressive looking next to the airship.
So it's a weird pacing thing because you go here and you get the boat, the ship, and you go over there, but then you have to come back and tell Sid and Mid about it. He just throws a book in Range's face.
He ejaculates a book out of his body.
Ow!
That's what the what would you call Sid and Mid? They're like mechanics or scientists, or
they're like engineers.
That the engineer job has that ability.
Yeah.
Book shot.
Huh? What's this? Wow! Fuck! You don't think father?
I wish it was never. I wish they just leaned heavily into that with Fair. I mean, they do already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Ow! Fuck!
This one's wet.
Sopping even. Jesus.
The pages are wet, Sid.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the city flew too high, and we can't get to it. It flew too close to the sun on its wings of wax. So now we gotta get adamantite to reinforce our wings of wax so we can fly higher and not fall back to the Earth, so that Mother Earth won't show us who's really in charge.
How many ships have you gone through in this game?
In this one?
Yeah.
There was the boat. The boat's actually here. They just ignore it forever. There's the boat, which got swallowed. Now there's this. There's the other boat. I just remembered. And it just occurred to me that the first boat, the pirate boat, they couldn't have been very productive pirates because I think that's technically a bay or a large lake.
Yeah.
Because it's completely landlocked.
It's like they have all these ships, and hopefully by the end of the game they realize that the only one you need is friendship.
Yeah.
Hey, back to where we started.
Yeah, all the way back to where we started. Technically, in this game, the only ship you need is friendship.
Yeah.
You'll see. Alright, guys, just walk in that spook hole. I forgot about spook holes.
Oh, man. I don't want to step on that spooky, swirly panel. Is this like a heart?
It's adamantite. Yeah. Pretty good memory, huh?
Get it? Because I forgot everything.
Why I oughta punch you in the dick. Come on, everyone turn around. Oh, I was hoping they'd all turn around and laugh.
It'd be great if he punched someone in the dick and was like, I forgot that we're not allowed to do that. That's
Whoops.
That's a,
Whoops, and then punches him.
I'm trying to shake your hand, but I've forgotten. Dick punch! Now you're shouting dick punch every time you do it.
You punched a woman.
Adamantine?
Yeah, we don't have adamantois anymore, but we do seem to have adamantane.
Adamantony.
Hey, have you met my brother, Adamantois? He's kind of a dick. I don't know. I don't have much good to say about him. It's rough, you know? You're supposed to love your brother. But, come on.
They say blood's thicker than water, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I'm still workshopping that one. Give me. I'll have it ready. I'll have it ready for my tight 5. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've got like a tight 4 right now. I just need another 1.
So at this point in the game, is anybody giving you a hard time in the fights, or is it?
Not really. I've done quite a bit of leveling and getting my party fairly diverse. But the one thing I'm doing, I will start running into a bad time here soon. Simply because my party is a little more damage oriented right now than it should be.
Yes.
Like I think Reyna and Galoof are both knights with 2-handed, so they can use a sword and get extra damage in. Butts is a blue mage. He may also have 2-handed, just so he can also use a sword and get extra damage in. And then Ferris is the only one with any real utility, because she's a hunter with white magic. But it works out for the most part in the first half of the game, just like focusing on raw damage. But after a while, you do need to start strategizing a bit more than that.
I like how after you guys killed Adamantine, you just scraped his fucking flesh out of his shell and took it.
Yeah.
You received a turtle shell.
Yeah.
Like, ew.
And that's another one of those items that I never actually use, because it's utilized by chemists with the mix ability.
Oh.
Which, again, like, mix is just this huge spreadsheet of combine this with this, what do you get?
God, I bet if you were into that thing, that would be so fucking fun.
Oh, sure, yeah. The like I said, the chemist is a job which I think is very, very powerful if you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
Like, they have some weird fucking abilities. Like, one of the things they can do is to change an enemy's type, which allows certain abilities to do extra damage to them. Like, one of them, I know, like, they're supposed to be just doing a lot of work here. Reading through the strategies for some of the bosses and the super bosses in this game, like, they list various options you can undertake, and one of them is use a chemist to combine 2 items to change the enemy's type into dragon, which allows some particular weapon you have to do like 4 or 5 times damage to them.
That's fucking cool.
So you can easily hit that damage limit and just burst them down within a few turns.
I like how Butts awoke from a fucking crazy nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, wow! Oh, I thought the ship was ready.
Oh, no. Yeah. But if you don't know what you're doing with the chemist, then I think you're just fumbling in the dark. Like, what if I mix this and this? Especially because those are consumable items that most of which you can't really buy anywhere.
You know, it's like thematically correct because if you were like just playing around with compounds and shit and you didn't know what you were doing,
What if I pour a potion in this turtle shell? Oh, it blew up. Why'd that happen?
This land doesn't make sense.
I hate this world we live in.
The laws here don't apply. Like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. I spat on a rock and it exploded in my face. Use that to your advantage. Throw a rock at someone and spit in midair.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Wait, how's the water not going in the hole?